of the rising sun, we love and cherish. Beloved homeland of our brave heroes, we must defend our lives, or we shall perish. We shall protect us from foes. But if the price is death, for all we hold dear, then let us die without a shred of fear. Hail to Biafra, consecrated nation, oh fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending thee shall be our dedication. Spilling our blood will count our privilege. The way God's will emboldens the free shall always be our first plea.
All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. IPOB, one family. One family, IPOB. Ever strong, ever formidable. Whiter than white and whiter than snow. Good evening, good night, good morning, and good afternoon from wherever you are joining us. You are all welcome to Biafran Twitter space. My name remain your humble Mazi Chukwuemeka Anyoro Okafor. Mazi Okafor comes from Aniocha province in Biafra land and served the indigenous people of Biafra as the Northern Region Coordinator. I say may Chukwu Kabiama bless each and every one of you from wherever you're joining us. Before we continue, I want to remind each and every one of you, we are not in kindred meeting. This is not meeting of women, our village meeting. We are the biggest freedom fighting movement that the mankind have ever seen. IPOB is a moving train. And in this space is a space of 1 hour. We have this program only for 1 hour. And if you have interest to air your view or to share your wisdom with our people, all you need to do is to indicate, and as time goes in, I'm going to call you in and you will get 3 minutes to air your view. We thank each and every one of you, but before we continue, we must give glory to those that deserve it. We thank our eternal leader, Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, the man that gave everything possible, sacrificed all his wealth and his father's wealth, his heritage, to make sure that people like me and you have the opportunity to gather here this evening. The same thanks and glory goes to our supreme leader, our spiritual leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a man that was brutally kidnapped in Kenya and rendition to the contraption called Zoo, Nigeria. A British citizen that was kidnapped by the terrorist Nigerian government, and the British government has been keeping silent. They have been turning blind eye over the illegal abduction, kidnapping, and detention of our leader. As we all know, our leader was discharged and acquitted since 13th of October, the year 2022. Going to 5 months now, the contraption called Zoo, Nigeria, the terrorist government, The fake Buhari and his cabals are still holding him hostage in DSS dungeon. But we know that the hand of Okike is with our leader because he's a man with a mandate from Chukwuka Biama and nothing shall happen to him. We thank the head DOS, Mazi Chike Doziem, a man filled with wisdom, that a man that has been fighting to make sure that this monster, this train, IPOB, this structure that was left under his control in absence of our leader, that nothing happens to him. A man that makes sure that our people remain peaceful against all the provocation from the agent provocateur and those that are working for them. We thank him for all his patience. Somebody help me to tweet the dust are wise people. With the effort these dust made in the last 3 months, after this, their contraption selection called election in the contraption called Zoo Nigeria, nobody is blaming IPOB. For those that are being rigged at the moment, you cannot hear anybody point accusing finger at IPOB. All these are the wisdom of the dust, because these are wise people that saw tomorrow, just like as our leader Onyen Dumazin Nandekano has prophesied. These are wise people that are working with the blueprint of our leader Onyen Dumazin Nandekano. That's why they could safeguard our movement. That's why they could pilot our movement to make sure that IPOB has no blame after the gullible ones, after the ignorant ones might have been rigged and deceived. We thank them for all their wisdom. How can we forget the men of Eastern Security Network, those men that fought, those men that have been sacrificing since more than 2 years, those men that have left their family under the sun, under the rain, under the wind, those men that have taken refuge in the bush, sitting on the trench to make sure that our ancestral heritage are safe from the invading Fulani Janjaweed. Those men that are battling them, even at this moment as we are talking, those men that are putting their life on the line to make sure that our ancestral heritage is safe. We thank them for all their efforts. The same thanks goes to all IPOB principal officers, those that have remained true to the core, those that know exactly what time we are in, those that understood that this movement are under heavy attack. We thank them for all their effort, for all the effort that they've been giving, all the sacrifices they've been doing since the rendition of our leader. How could we forget the class of 1967? Those men that snatched guns from the Fulani Janjaweeds, those men that snatched guns with bare hands from the invading Nigerian army, those men that made sure that our generation are here today to be able to talk of freedom. Those men that tasted freedom 3 good years. Those men that know what it means to be free. Those men that pass those mentality to us. Those men that we reincarnated in their spirit. We are ever grateful, and we shall continue to thank them. How could we forget the host, the man that provided this hallowed platform for us to be able to gather to strategize and execute? We say thank you, and the same thanks goes to each and every one of you who took out the time to join us today, from my comrades, African Jesu to Glitch, many of them Mazi Cartoon, Mazi Ojadi, most of you that I'm seeing here today. I'm happy that Okike have kept you all healthy to be able to join us today. I say, may Chukwu Kabiama continue to bless each and every one of you as you endeavor to join us. Please remember to share this program so that we can create awareness, so that we can save many souls, so that we can remind our people what the time is right now, because the difficulties, the extinction our people are facing right now is unimaginable. And most people does not understand what is about to transpire. Like as you all know, on the 25th of February 2023, they had this election called election in that contraption called Zoo Nigeria, of which the popular candidate Mazi Peter Obi won, hands down. But like as we told them, Like IPOB told them from beginning, we didn't want to have anything to do with that selection called election because we believe that the British contraption and their Fulani cabals are not going to hold an election that is transparency. They will never do anything. They will never hand over power to somebody from the south. We know that that country has expired and we don't believe in their system. A country where a court discharge and acquit somebody and still the government is sitting on that person, the government is detaining the person illegally. How could they uphold any decision? A country where the judiciary is dead. How could you believe that you can hold a credible election in that country? That is completely a hoax and nobody believes in it. Comrades, brethren, I want to remind each and every one of you after this election called election, the event that is unfolding since then, we have been made the victim. Biafrans are the victim of this election. Even though we told our people before they go into this election, at the end of the day, the enemies are always looking for a way to scapegoat us, to turn us to the victim of their own calamity, things that we have nothing to do with. Two Yoruba candidates are campaigning to be governor in Lagos. Biafrans decided to support one of them. That is the only crime our people in Lagos committed, and that's why they are killing them. They are burning their market. We've been suffering since more than 100 years. But the recent massacre that they are now doing to our people, the recent massacre that is going since the last 7 years, the recent massacre that the Fulani Kabas, the terrorist government, are doing to our people in these recent years are too much. We've been suffering one massacre to the other. From Olu massacre to Osu massacre, from Osu massacre to Ihiala massacre, from Ihiala massacre to Obaru massacre, from Obaru massacre to Owa massacre, from Owa massacre to Ehamufu massacre, from Ehamufu massacre to Ebony massacre, from Ebony massacre to Enugu massacre, from Enugu massacre to Imo massacre. Everywhere they are massacring our people. And it's time we say enough is enough. Just like as our able defense chief said 2 days ago in his broadcast, it is time our people man up. It is time our people man up. If you know that in a place you're living, you are not able to defend yourself, prepare to relocate back home. Igbo si n'ezigbo ahịa na-ele onwe ya. So that business that you have in Lagos or wherever you have it in that contraption called Zoo Nigeria, if you take it back to your village, those people that need those articles, by the time they need it, they will pay transport and go back to your village to buy it from you. And in that shop you have in your village or you have in Biafra land, nobody will come there to burn that shop because you are in your home. You are in your ancestral heritage. It is time our people remember what our eternal leader once told them. Any investment you are doing out of Biafra land, any investment you are doing outside our ancestral heritage, you should consider it gone and lost. Because at the end of the day, when it flames up, there will be no Biafran, there will be no Eastern Security Network or Biafran army that will come to those places to defend you and your properties. The amount of money our people are investing outside Biafra land is enough to come back and create more jobs in Biafra land. Is enough to prepare Biafra land and make it independent from the contraption, even before the restoration. But because of their gullible mind and ways, because of their ignorance, they don't know the difference. They don't know even what time we have right now. Every man, every human being that can reason well knows that the life of our people, we are endangered space at this moment. The life of our people are in danger. Everybody knows this one. Every human being that can reason knows this. The only people that does not understand it are mostly the efulefus. those that still believe in that one Nigeria. Well, the obedient, you are our brothers. We are not laughing at you. But all we are telling you is make sure you reclaim your mandate. All we are telling all of you that decided to partake in that election is make sure you fight to the end. Make sure you reclaim your mandate, because it is no doubt that you guys won the election. So since you believe in that system, make sure you fight and reclaim your mandate. Because with you participating in that election, you legitimize looting. You draw the struggle to free your people back. So make sure that the path you've took, that you fight at least like a man to see the end of it. That is the only thing we are telling most of you. And that is what we expect you to do. But both those that are not Biafrans that believe in one Nigeria, all of you should not be waiting for your candidate to come and tell you what to do. You all are watching television. We are living in a digital era. You all have handies with you. You could see the way they do it, the revolution in other countries, from Algeria to Tunisia, from Tunisia to Syria, from Syria to Bangladesh, from Bangladesh to Iran. It is the youth, those youth that want changes, those youth that demand for changes, those youth that storm out in millions to go and vote their candidate. It is time you people go back to the streets to demand for the right thing to be done. Are you people waiting for the dead judiciary to come and give you your mandate back? The judiciary that refused to uphold the judgment that it passed on the 13th of October 2022, that a man that was rendition against international norm, a man that was brutally kidnapped in Kenya, a British citizen, and rendition to that contraption called Zoo Nigeria. The judiciary, the judiciary that came out to say that no court in that contraption has the right to try him, that this man is discharged and acquitted and should go home. So you believe this terrorist Janjaweed that refused to obey that court order, that they will now give you your mandate back? Is that what you people want to tell me? I thought you people are more smart than that, but we are going to be watching. We are going to be watching, and we shall sit aside and watch and see how you people are going to claim your mandate, and hopefully you will claim your mandate as you are fighting for it. Comrade, before we continue, because we have a lot to talk today and we just have only 1 hour, I would like to call in Mazi Glitch. Mazi Glitch, you're joining us for the first time, comrades, and please, if you don't mind, I will need short introduction before when you get the mic. You don't need to tell us your location, but at least your name. If you are in that contraption called Zoo Nigeria, you don't need to tell us your location. But if not, you are welcome. But at least a short introduction. I know you, but our listeners are going to hear from you for the first time. So the mic is yours. Can you hear me? Mazi Glitch. Vincent, can you hear me? Okay, Mazi Vincent is like you're not there or you're having internet problem. You are welcome, my comrade Mazi Evans. Mazi Evans, the mic is yours, Mazi.
Yeah, Mazi. Good evening, listeners. Good evening, my fellow comrades. Good evening, one Nigerianist. Good evening, obedience in our midst, if any. Good evening, all people that have good conscience and lovers of freedom. This is one of our sincere program where we will come and say it the way it is. We come and tell it the way it's telling us. Because if you don't tell your stories, nobody will do that for you. And we thank the host and the organizers of this program. You see, Mazi, the election have come and gone, but the violence and the hatred still remains. as usual. You know, before it has been pretense all this while. One Nigeria slogan is a pretense. It's a pretense where the people that live in that space used to deceive themselves, hide to tell themselves the truth, and refuse to do the needful. What is the needful? To call a spade and say we have nothing in common, we don't think alike. Taliban can never be together with Americans. Afghanistan can never be together with people of England. The same thing supposed to be the scenario in Nigeria. But you see, they have tried all tactics. They use the politics to deceive us, to tell us that we have one Nigeria. At the end of it, you see what happened. A particular set of people in that union must not, I repeat, must not rule a union in which they belong, in which they pay their price, in which their blood has been used to keep that union as one. They are not allowed to and must not partake in the union. Like I told one of my friend, he turned obedient, and I told him on our way to work, he was saying, yeah, it will be better for us to go this way to see if Peter B will win, then he will help us to bring Mazi out. Let us go that way. In short, he will win. And I asked him, how can somebody who refused to give you the key to his as a gate man allow you to go inside his parlor? How can that be? Somebody refused you to man a gate for him, to give you the key of his gate. How do you think that person will give you the key to go inside his room or parlor? It's impossible. It's impossible. So what is happening to our people today in Lagos? The ones happening in the north, they are hiding it. Man, see, they are using our Igbo leaders, Eflefus, to hide the Igbos that are killing silently at the north, so that the news will not break out and things will start happening in our concern our own side. Man, they are silently killing the Igbos at the northern part of Nigeria. Even when Obi did not win, then check how it could have been had it been Obi being pronounced as the president-elect. It's impossible. Look at what's happening in Lagos. They are burning a set of people, particular people. They are burning their markets, which where they earning their living. My question is this: is there no Fulani or Hausa that casted their vote in Lagos? So there is no Hausa in Lagos. There is no Fulani in Lagos that casted vote for other candidates. Why are they focusing on the Igbos? This has been an already planned agenda that a particular set of people in that union must be made irrelevant. And they have planned it and they are working for it. Gradually, these people have shown the entire Igbo race and Biafrans that they are not welcomed. And I call on Biafrans and the Igbos, wherever they are, that it has been shown to you that you are not welcomed. What are you waiting for? Call and said, hence you don't want us in this your union. We and you are killing us. We call for our own separate state. We want to go. Let them say this collectively. The result will shock you.
Hello? Can anybody hear me? I think he's out. Host, are you available? Host?
Hello?
Okay.
It's like Mazi. It's like Mazi okay. Went off.
Okay, Evans Light, thank you very much and happy Sunday to you all.
Yeah.
I'm Cartoon Gossip, and okay, he's back. Coordinator, please can you continue, please? Because you went off before.
Mazi Cartoon, thanks very much. I didn't went off. We're under attack. That's why you can see that Mazi Van is not here. You know, we're under attack. But Mazi Cartoon, you can continue. Continue where.
Okay.
I will take over the mic when you finish, and then I will give to Mazi Van, and then we shall continue. We are just under attack. Continue watching it.
Okay. Good evening and God bless you all. This is a happy Sunday to you all. Without wasting much of our time, I just want to go into details one after the other. I just have like 4 keys, and I won't waste much of our time. 3 minutes. First and foremost, I want to talk about the Labour Party protests. Very soon, the Labour Party will be going into a protest. It's the news trending now. And my brother, I heard you say calling our Labour Party people our brothers. I won't call them enemies, but all the same, I will not call them brothers or sisters. You know why? I won't call them enemies. Because I could remember when they seek for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, when the pronouncement was made by the judicial system, these Labour Party people were the people agitated that they should not release him, that he should be kept in detention, that he's trying to sabotage the opportunity of P2B, if all of us can remember. So to me, and now many of them are still saying that, yes, they will join the IPOB to go for a protest. I just want to make it clear for everybody to understand. We Biafrans are not part of your election. We only allow the election to happen in the Southeast so that people will know that we don't have right to disenfranchise anybody. That, okay, now the election have already taken place. They now see that we are not the enemies of their election, that the real enemies of their election is the INEC and the federal system. That is one thing the people need to understand. So if you could see most of my posts during the week and when I posted to some spaces, I told them, even in the month of January, I told them, you all are expecting free and fair election. I do not see anything like free and fair election when your government cannot even obey ordinary court orders. Okay, now look at the INEC. The court has given INEC the mandate again to allow the Labour Party to go observe the beavers. And at the end of the day, the INEC is still trying to stop them from not doing that. And you see, that's what we call, I don't know how to call it in English anymore, but let me explain this to them. If you like, go to court, go to the highest court of this world. Your candidate will still lose. It is not a cause, it is not a crime. I'm not trying to attack or but this is the fact. Somebody who does not respect the rule of law, who does not respect the judiciary system, is advising you to go to court. And you are still going to the court. But that is by the way. I will just stop there and I'll move to the next agenda. I'm talking about the Lagos state election. You know, I could see some, I don't want to go into tribal or something that looks stupid to me, but I could see some people saying the Igbos are trying to take over Lagos. Let's make this clear. And to those who are pushing this agenda, the Igbos are not taking advantage of any Lagos. Lagos is already made for the Yorubas or how they claim it, but we, the Igbos, have developed some part of it and we have the right to vote. Some of us are born in Lagos. You understand? And we purchase our voters card in Lagos. So I believe where we live is where we have to vote. But all I have to say is this. Every Igbo man in Lagos has to be careful in this upcoming election because I myself, I see this election as the one coming this Saturday will be the worst of it all in terms of violence. So every Igbo man has to be very well careful in their area of movement. You could see the market that was born a few days ago. My brother, I'm in tears, I'm in pain. Seeing the business of my brothers being born because these people, they don't even know what it takes for someone to build, to invest, for someone to build. I don't want to like mock our people who have invested outside Lagos because I keep saying it. When they take away your source of investment from you, my brother, the idea will die. Because I could see some of us advising our people to go back home. It's good to go back home. But we have to set ourselves the truth and the way it is. If we don't have a seaport, my brother, it's going to be difficult for our people to develop back home. And it's going to bring more chaos for our people. No single embassy in the Southeast as a whole. No standard international airport. These are the things we need for our people in order to work as a people. Because I keep challenging them, I tell them, if Igbos have one seaport functioning, have one embassy, have one international airport, one international standard market, I bet you even the house in Lekki will not be less than 200,000 in a year or 50,000 in a year. Igbos have to stand up and start making plans for their unborn children. That is what I keep agitating for. I speak for the unborn children. We have to start working out for our born children. What our ancestors have passed through, what we all have passed through, we must not allow our own unborn children to pass through the same difficulties. And one of the ways I'm applauding to our brothers who are abroad, where you want to invest, these are the people I'm going to blame most. When you want to invest and you go back to Lagos to invest or Abuja to invest, then I will insult you. Because I believe anybody abroad who wants to invest, you invest home. Those who in Lagos will just manage themselves. And we should start pushing for the agitation that our Southeast should produce at least a single seaport, even if it's from the South region. When I read some articles on the reasons why we cannot have a seaport in our region, I begin to understand that this is a deliberate act. Go and read the history. See the history of Nigeria or the history of one Nigeria. No Southerner has ever produced a custom controller. Have you ever asked yourself why? Because they return the tax to the British government. Please, I don't want to waste more time so that other people can speak. I've already used much of the time here. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Mazinde Womechuko Kabiama bless you. You see, the thing is that I think most of us that understood what happened to our people, or those that knew exactly how that contraption used to be, or that should I call it space used to be before it turns to now. The first seaport you had contraption was the Calabar seaport. So that is the thing before it turns to Nigeria. The first seaport the colonial masters were using were the Calabar seaports. Lagos seaport started when? So that is a fact. You are right with what you say, that is a deliberate act to stop any seaport in this thing. This was the Janjaweed and the Kabas introduced after the Civil War to punish Biafran people forever daring to kind of move out of that contraption to Nigeria. It was planned, British plan. It was a master plan from the Britain, what they gave over to the Fulani Janjaweed. This is our leader used to say it every time he comes online. But one thing why our people should go back home is this. As long as you remain in that Lagos, as long as you remain in that Kano, you see, once if they are forced to come and buy goods expensive, the other, if they are forced to come and buy goods because they are not importing, it's our people that are importing. So even if we import and transport it to East, when you get there in the East, you put the price of the cost of your transport. So them that are not importing should not come to the East to buy it. So if they like, let them tax you 1,000, 1 million when you are bringing your goods. When you get home, you wait them to cover your money back because you have that goods. If they need it, they will come. That is just the logic about it. So, and each time you're selling it expensive to them, you make them understand you have import. So one way or the other, there will be fight in the enemy's camp and that seaport will come. But as long as our people keep remaining that they can let this place and be thinking, yeah, because they have seaport. That's why, because this reason of they have seaport, that's why I'm remaining there. Is what they told them. So what of those people that have shop in Aba, they're not progressing. Those that have shop in Aba are progressing. But the thing is that these people see now that those people are still progressing because we are trying to make sure they don't change the narrative. Because those that are suffering are those that are already being brainwashed that they can only prosper when they're in loss because of that seaport. That is why you have people like Hope Uzodimba destroying the business of our people in Imo State, all these places. So our people should at least come back with that your big little money you still have before you lose everything. Come back, open a shop. When you import something, take it there because those that will need it's not me that bring this proverb. It's our ancestors. They still come, if you like, go and put it in a bombise. They will come from Kanu, from this thing to go and buy. They are even coming. Go to Onitsha main market. People are coming from Cameroon to buy goods there. People are coming from Togo, from Cotonou to buy goods in Onitsha main market. The same thing to Aba market. to Ariara market in Aba. So it's just out of, should I call it, out of ignorance that most of our people start moving, and greed that most of our people start moving their businesses out from east to there. So if you move your business out of where you have security to go and put it to where you don't have security, when things start happening to you, who do you run to? So that is a fact. Then another thing is these obedience people. Why I said I call them our brother. Fact remain fact. When the zoo government tried to kill this animal called Ojuzok, this idiot, the worst thing that ndị atụrụ ime ha site n'ike nke ekwensu, those that they conceive their birth through the power of the devil. Even when Fulani Janjaweed kidnap him and they want to deal with, you could see our leader coming on radio to save him. And when we asked him, what he told us is that if somebody has touched him, it is we, because he's still one of us. That we have to learn not spaces for people to divide us, to put difference out of their that ignorance. We are just telling them now. They are making the experience. They will learn. Some of them, those that understood the time we are in, those that got the pain out of the disappointment and frustration, will still come back. All things are prophesied, and it will happen. Come back, they will. It's through their actions at the end of the day that we will move out. Because these people that we told, when that thing start happening, that's why we are telling them, make sure you reclaim your mandate and don't a court that could not free a man to give it to the street and fight for your mandate the way you know it in every part of the world. That is our message to them. Before I continue, let me let Mazi finish his statement, and after that, Biafrans and all our listeners on upcoming event that IP planning us, like as our HUS said at the beginning of this year in his broadcast, we are going to expand our diplomatic offensive, more especially now that the zoo is disintegrating by itself. It is time for us to build more bridges. It is time for us to create more awareness. It is time for us to alert us of freedom from all over the world that the zoo are falling apart, and it's better for them to invest in the future. And what is that? Biafra nations that will be peaceful, that will respect human rights, and that nice to the citizens. Thanks very much. Mazivan, the mic is yours.
Yeah, good evening once again. I was called upon before, but I think we were under attack, as my comrade rightfully said. Today also, the person that spoke last, yeah, I understood things that you highlighted. I understood that you want to give our people over there, both in Lagos and in the west and the northern side, give them the courage and ask them to do their fundamental human right, to exercise it, to vote, and also for them to remain law-abiding, but also to have the eagle eye in terms of self-defense. You see, Maazi, onye bụ mmadụ ụzọ shiwe ite na-ebu ụzọ nwe mkpọkọrọ ite. For the fact that somebody, I said it before, somebody did not give you a position to be his gate man, how do you think the person will trust you and give you the key to the main building? Nigeria is for the Yoruba and the Fulanese. Nigeria is not meant for an Igbo person to benefit anything. It was as a result of the will of God and the grace of God upon that race that is helping them because of the wisdom, and God is on their side, that they are progressing. The Nigeria today did not contribute anything for an Igbo man to progress. Nigeria has shown that the blood of Biafrans, the blood of Igbo people is what Nigeria needs to grow. And the time has come when IPOB and lovers of freedom and people who understand what the time is ticking now said, no, they have to take the bull by the horn. And some people said, yes, let us once more give Nigeria election a benefit of doubt. Let us go again and try. Maybe Nigeria is going, let us see if they are civilized enough as they are claiming that they are democratic states. Maybe with the fear of the foreigners, they will do the needful, they will do the right thing. People came, joined the Labour Party, people became obedient and went there and tried their best. As we told them that they will come back in shame, but it is good for them to go and try. IPOB stayed aside and they went and tried. And they saw what happened. This year was the highest, the year that Nigeria presidential election recorded the highest, especially the young voters. But you see what happened. Their spirits and their everything, the hopes they have were dampened and crushed as usual. In Nigeria is where you have ancestors ruling. One ancestor is going, they are preparing another ancestor, pampering him, sugarcoating him, warming him up to come again to rule the new generation. God forbid. My question again to the Lagosians, people who lost it, people who are using the Igbos as scapegoat, people who are burning Igbos businesses in Lagos. My question is this: is there no Amausa in Lagos? Did Hausa people, didn't they cast their votes? They voted Kwankwaso, they voted Atiku, they didn't vote your brother, as an example. Why haven't you gone there to burn Amausa? Why the Igbos? That is the reason people have to know that this burning of our businesses has been a pre-planned project in which they plan to destroy our destiny, to make us nobody, and to make the Igbos irrelevant and the Biafrans irrelevant also. So that is the reason why what is happening today is happening. Come on Saturday again on the Lagos governorship. He who have ear must hear. If you think that the presidential election did not give you what you want, and the local one of the Lagos state will give you what you want, if you throw away your life into it, nobody will train your children. Nobody will come and look after your family. You are dead, you are gone. Remember Lekki? Remember Lekki massacre? These are the same people that scattered people in Lekki, killed youths. They are today presidents. And one of them is also coming to be re-elected again. For what is happening is being planned. The last result is Biafra. The hard time the Igbos and Biafrans remember and recognize that Biafra is their last resort. You will not have seaport. If you will not have airport, international airport, you will not have all those things you are seeing, all those amenities you dared for. Hence, Biafra is not there. You will not get it. It's hard time they come together and say, hence, you don't need it in this region. We have seen it. We have done everything against us. We have played a fair play. You refuse to give us the need to arise in your country. Let us go and have our own. When they start saying this, I bet you the result will shock everybody. Let's come together and ask for this union, a union of Biafra, where we have our own and have our own dreams and destiny controlled. It shall be well with us.
Ndewo, Mazi Mechukwu Kabiama, bless you. I continue to give you more wisdom. As you see, this propaganda that they're passing up and down, that Igbos want to, or Biafrans want to take over Lagos. Each time I hear this thing, I just remember some broadcasts that our leader made, even during this, during the EndSARS protest that was going on, where he tried to tell Nigerian youth that those that are holding you down, once they see that they are losing, they will bring out different cards. First, they will try religious card. When it fails, they will bring tribal card. And which tribal card are they always bringing? They will try to tell you that the Igbos are dominating you. But thank God, because where they played that card mostly was in the riverine area of Biafra land, where they told our brothers that we are only there to dominate them. But like as you say, time will tell. Now then knows who their real enemies are. And I believe the real Yorubas, because those people that are just passing this propaganda are the talks from this is what we know. Those people that are passing this propaganda are the Tinubu talk. Lagos Abuba. Those that are living on the pocket of stolen money, drug money from Tinubu. Now that Buhari has just confirmed that that he won the election. So these are those that are trying to bring in that particular card right now, saying that Igbos want to take over Lagos. They are just trying to distract the gullible youth of that country. And that's why we are those youth. You see, the prophecy and the calculation is so. This is their game, the game of the cabals. Now it is getting more clear that they lost it at this election. That those that thought that they own that contraption called Zoo Nigeria with their big finger, the British and American government, those that invested $55 million to make sure that they secure the seat of power for their candidates. Now that it's getting more clear that they've lost it. And most people, because of computer, we are in computer ages where most people already transmitting the election result from different polling unit without waiting for INEC. They know that there is trouble. What they need to do? They need to bring distraction. Knowing fully well that the distraction does not work well, they postpone their governorship election from last week Saturday to the coming Saturday to buy time to put more problem because they have two cards to play. And that two cards, one is that they will eventually let the military take over. If they see that the masses, if this youth, because they always call them, how do they call them? Indomie generation. That is what they call the youth. You can imagine those that call themselves leaders of a country are calling those youths that in other countries people see them as a future of the generation, future of that country. You are calling them Indomie generation. And you are the person that made them Indomie generation. So they believe now that at the end of the day, that those youths, that they will be able, before this coming Saturday, that they will be able to tame them, that they will be able to distract them, put confusion into them so that confirm already the election that they believe they've rigged. And it goes this way. If this coming Saturday election they postpone, if those that are obedient fail to go out in masses, because now we told you people not to go, you go. If they fail to go out to confirm that it was their candidate that won the presidential election, that means if they fail to go and vote, those people will now have open field to rig. And after rigging, they will run to it, run with master, the British America. Say, you see, we told you that we won it. You can tell the world. We told you we can do it. So now, those people now will be their mouth, the British and America. Will now be telling the world, you will even hear CNN and BBC pronouncing for you that the APC government won almost the whole state, governorship election in the whole state. That is the way it works. That is their propaganda machine, the mainstream media. That is the way they work. It is the duty of those obedient that believed in that one Nigeria, those people who were telling that you are going to be rigged out. The reason why IPOB say we don't want to be part of that selection and all these things. It is now your duties to go back and finish what you started. Because there is no return. For we remain where we are. there will be no retreat, no surrender until Biafra land is restored. But you people go with your go and make sure that what you started, that you finish it. Before we continue, I want to remind everyone as we are going back to our diplomatic offensive, IPOB Germany will be holding a protest, an historic event on the 18th of March 2023 in a city called Münster in North Rhine-Westphalia. There, the leader of Amazonia will still visit us at the end of our protest to at least a kind of review our alliance and address Biafrans to tell us, like most of you know, before the rendition of our leader and the leader of Amazonia, Dr. Cho Ayaba, met, and whatever they discussed, whatever plan they had, whatever was the of the alliance, most of you does not know. So at that particular day, Dr. Cho Ayaba will be shedding light on most things that most of us does not know. So endeavor to be there. If you are a Biafran living in Germany, if you're a Biafran living on the borders of Germany, if you have the opportunity to come, you are welcome. Don't fail to be part of this historical event, because on that particular day, IPOB Germany will come out in a full force to spread the gospel, to tell the world the injustice our leader is facing in the hands of the Zoo government. And one generation of obedience and the youth are totally not getting right. Is an injustice to one is an injustice to all. I want to remind them, even before they start going to court, if they are smart, the first thing they will do is to go back on the street and demand that an innocent man that was brutally kidnapped in Kenya and rendition to Nigeria, that was discharged and acquitted by the same court they are trying to go now to fight for their mandate, they should first come out in masses on the street and ask that terrorist, the Zoo government, why are they not upholding justice on that man? Why is he not freed? Why are they holding him hostage? Failing to do so, if they are going to that court, I'm sorry, you better ask Mazi Cartoon. He will help you to get a caricature of how people will look at the end of the day. Because that is just a fact. One thing most Africans or most Nigerians always forget is that whatever goes around comes around. That is just the fact. When you are sitting on the corner, watching the injustice being peddled against our leader and most Biafrans, we said it when we are being killed at Umuahia. We said it when we are being killed at Olu. We said it when we are being massacred at Ebony in different part of Biafra land. That today it is us. One day it should be you people that are pointing, kill them, do this, do that. Just like as when the court proclaimed the judgment, when they pronounced the judgment that our leader is freed, most people are saying you shouldn't free him. This is your turn now. We want to fight your way, the way you feel it is right or it is just for you. Make sure you reclaim your mandate. But the best advice for you is to start where you are supposed to start. Because before they deny you justice, justice has been already denied somebody, an innocent man that did not do anything. And it was in all of you that it happened on the 13th of October. And you all kept silent. If you don't go back on the street and start marching for the release of our leader, I'm sorry for all of you. IPOB Germany will be on evangelism. We shall be demonstrating for the freedom of our leader, Onyenduma Nnamdi Kanu. We shall be demonstrating for the freedom of Biafra. We shall be demonstrating for the freedom of the indigenous population that are trapped in that contraption called Nigeria. We shall be demonstrating for, and at the end of the day, freedom we shall get, because you cannot hold the people of the children of Chukwuka down ever and ever. Before I continue, I want to hand over the mic to my comrade, Mazi Igwe. Can you hear me? Wachineke. Mazi Kitibai, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Wachineke, the mic is yours, please.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, wherever you're listening from. This is our normal space, hosted by our ever consistent Biafran Twitter and Mazi Chukwuemeka Anyora. I also is extending a special kind of greeting to my fellow comrades who I've known in this struggle for a long time, who is always ever present here, and to those who are beginning or starting to listen to us. Just like we said, this is an institution of learning, a wing of Radio Biafra. We are the students of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We learn from the University of Radio Biafra, from Onyendu himself. He prepared us for this day, and that is why when we open our mouth and we say things, you will hear a replica of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's words, and you all know how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's words always comes to pass. There is a record track. Everything he has said has come to fulfillment, even as of the recent one, which he said that as long as Nigeria is concerned, no Igbo man will ever be allowed to rule it, even if you win. Even if you win. And that is why we tell our brother Mazi Peter Obi, who has tried to defy the odds, who has tried to fight the agents of darkness, who raised an army of youth, but is treading carefully. He does not know how to struggle for power. He thinks that the judiciary, the one that he used in Anambra, because as of that time, Anambra had no significant role, and Obasanjo was president. It wasn't even the Northerners. Because if it was Obasanjo and then Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, because I know very much that when Peter Obi won his mandate in Anambra, if Bubu, the man himself, the man impersonating Bubu, because it is his legacy, it is his whole doings, the cabals that backing him up, if they were around then, you would never hear of Peter Obi. He won when judiciary was not kind of compromised. You know, it was to the highest bidder then, but there was not much bidders. Anyway, I was in Anambra then, by the grace of God, 25 William Street, building markets in Main Market, Onitsha. Just right there by Vero, that's where I grew up. I was there and I was alive then. I was living in Anambra then when he was struggling to get his mandate back. Things were better than it was now. Recently, everybody saw what the judiciary was doing. Everybody saw the move they were making, the steps they were taking. They were showing what they could do. They were showing that they compromised. They were showing that the law is no more fair, that Nigeria is lawless, by disobeying countless orders. First of all, where I knew that the thing, whatever you do, would never, anything you plan to do and you have judiciary as your last step, where I knew that that is a fallacy is when they removed Onoge, the CGN. They lied, they blackmailed him, and they took him out, and they put in a a jihadist, a man who is who had a PhD in Sharia law, Tanko, and they put him. It was very glaring. It was a message passed that the judiciary is now in our hands. But people, just like, Mazen Namdekano will say, black people and their ignorance. Even when you paint a glaring picture that this thing is against them, as long as it hasn't happened, they don't care. They only talk when they only try to do something when when all hope is nearly lost. The judiciary start by flouting and neglecting the executive. The Nigerian government started by neglecting flouting every judiciary orders. They will say go to court. They will tell the courts, rule in their favor. Don't worry. Just let's show the world that the court is not, that our law is not partial. Then it's left for us to agree. Oria, it's left for us to agree to what you said. But the court will always rule in your favor. Hell no, they will. Because it's too open. Whatever your case against the Nigerian government will always be in your favor. But the thing is, would they obey the law courts? No, they will never. Nnamdi Kanu, our able leader, was discharged and acquitted. The court ruled in his favor. Damages and everything. Guess what? Nigeria was like, hell no. Let him rot in jail. They supported the government. Don't obey that court order. We don't need him out. We do not need him out. They don't know that the baby they were nursing is growing a ferocious teeth. A teeth that will bite the same nipple that they're feeding it with. And now, here we are. They have given, Peter Obi went to court and got a court injunction to inspect the INEC beavers. The court ruled in his favor. And then he said, okay, give us the beavers. INEC said, we are not giving you anything. Courts no carry gun. Now they know they carry gun. The court cannot subject people to do something. They only would say, this arm of government has said this. It's left for the other arm of government to do this. At the end of the day, you come back to the same court, doing the same thing all over and all over again, with no different results. Okay. Beavers has been denied. Access to beavers have been denied. They said Peter Obi should go back to court. Which court again? The same court that they disobeyed. Can't hire say Mezi obeyed the second time. Well, I knew I'm alone, but I'll encourage him. Keep going to court. Osuna Oteke, there are 3 years to get his mandate back. Well, it's not like I'm mocking him. This one looks like it's going to be longer than 3 years. It looks like it is going to be longer than 3 years because they are not ready to obey any court order. And that makes us, the children of light, always far ahead of them because we saw it and we said it. We didn't keep quiet. Onyendu said it. We said it. We've been hammering it up and down. We used that number election as a case study. I qualify for men. Hasno Soludo Kalofamma. This is the same Soludo today. And it will keep happening. Ask no Frank Nweke Kayemelet na Enugu State. My dear, you are on Twitter. You will see what they will say about Frank Nweke in the next 100 days after his election. As no Frank Oti, Alex Oti, elect in Abia State, you will still see this system is rotten. Anything you put to it will be rotten too. Even Peter Obi, if he gets there near the presidential seat, he will not perform anything because the system is meant not to work. It's meant not to benefit any of us. And that is why we agitate. That is why we say we will restore the kingdom of God on earth. We will restore Biafra no matter what it will take us. The odds seem to be against us, but if God be for us, what army on earth, what embassy, what government on earth can stop the work of God? None. None. And there is none. So I tell you, brothers, be steadfast. OBC Onike, Biafran Twitter, keep hosting this space. I am not to that. I am not bateba. And nothing will change it until Biafra comes. I yield the mic.
Ndewo nwa Chineke, may Abiyama bless you, and may He always continue to guide and protect you and your family. See, there are events that unfolded during the week. As most of you know, the little midget, woman that has the blood of many innocent Biafra, her head, Catriona Lang, the former ambassador to the former British ambassador to Nigeria, the contraption Kozu Nigeria, didn't have changed it. And I want to remind Biafrans, for it, don't even believe that Dr. Richard Montgomery will be that much different. We are not going to, we have passed, just give people trust later. No, he should prove he's different from that woman first. He should start putting Nigerian, that terrorist government, under pressure to release their citizens. He should make sure that their citizen is released before we know exactly who. Because the game people are playing, the woman have finished the job that they sent her to make sure you rig the wrong people in power, to make sure you disrupt the nation going on in that contraption called Zoo Nigeria, to make sure you try and weaken the indigenous people of Biafra, the IPOB, the movement, destroying that contraption called Zoo Nigeria because it's a British company. So after executing all those plans, they now put her back. So that when the bricks start falling, that the angry youth will not go for her, because it was from state to state telling the youth to go and vote, that that the election will be free and fair, and there will be transparency, that the real person, whoever that won the result, that Beavers will transmit, that she trusts the shit. Now that the whole things have backfired, there are people, the master called her back immediately. They pulled her back so that she would be safety. And very soon you will see America pull Mary Beth and put somebody else. They can fool other people, but you can't fool IPOB. Our leader taught us well. Our leader disciplined us well. We know their game. We even, when they turn left, we know already where they're going. If they turn right, we know already where they're going. If they keep marching straight, we know that their destination is to come and steal the gas in Biafra land. That their interest is the oil we have in Biafra land. We know that their destination is to invade that piece of land that Abiyama has given to his people. I bet they will fail. All their plans are dead on arrival. As we continue with our diplomatic offensive, like our head DOS said at the beginning of this year, the event unfolding is to our advantage. If they like, they should give Mazi P2B the mandate. It is their problem. EO. If they like, they shouldn't give him the mandate. It's their problem. We don't care. What we care about is the unconditional release of our leader, a man that was already freed since 13th of October 2022 and is being illegal detained at the DSS facility in that contraption called Zoo Nigeria. So we are not going to tolerate it, and we shall make sure that nothing happens to our leader. With the event unfolding in that country, we are going to make sure that nothing happens to our leader, and we are not going to tolerate if anything happens to our leader. This is one thing we want to remind every major player that have interest in that contraption called Zoo Nigeria. And that is not a, but is a promise. Because there are men and women in this struggle that won to make sure that they will restore Biafra. If it is the last, they will make sure that anyhow that Biafra is restored. And there is nothing anybody can do against it. Before we continue, I would like to hand the mic over to a new speaker today. Mazi Buzo, can you hear me? If you hear Mazi Buzo, when you take the mic, please, as tradition may be here, we will like a short introduction to our listeners. If you are in the contraction course to Nigeria, to tell us your location, your name is enough. But if not, you are welcome to Biafran Twitter space. And please make it short. The mic is yours. Can you hear me, Mazi Buzo? Kochibuzo. You need to free your mic. Can you hear me? I think young man is not connecting. Mazi David Eze, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, comrade, please, a short introduction. If you are in the contraption to Nigeria, we are not interested in your location for security purpose. Your name is enough. But if not, you are welcome. Introduce yourself to our listeners. The mic is yours.
Good evening, Biafrans. All hail Biafra.
Oh, from Achineke, continue.
Nwa Chineke, ụmụ Chineke ekene m unu. DOS is wise. Abụ Maazị David Okonkwo-Eze. I'm speaking from my location here in London, precisely East London. I'm the provost of London Family, Forest Gate. Ụmụ Chineke, asị ka nkene unu. This is my first time of coming on board or this Twitter family. Before I proceed, the host, enwere some ụmụ ekperima, ọtọ ekperima ji face ekperima wee bata ebe a, tinye face ya, mana ọ dị ka amarọ for all those face. So I'm just pleading that any ekperima face that surface in this Twitter handle, you should delete them. That's the first one. Secondly, I'm just suggesting, I don't know whether our leadership, DOS, I know they're always wise, but we can not see some things, they are good things, taking action immediately. I don't know in this period of this election, if it's deemed wise that our IPOBians in Biafra land can just do one day protest of free our leader, Mazin Natgo, or obey court order. Because this is the time I'm working with that obey court order in Nigeria, in Biafra land. Then the zoo government can be able to hear, even if it's 1 hour. It will ring a bell than any other time, because the tension is there. And lastly, and make a protest everywhere all over the world now. But that contraction, especially in Biafra land, any now something of that nature, obey court order this time around. I think it will ring a bell than any other thing.
Ndewo nwa Chineke, may Chukwu Okabia ma bless you for your wisdom. May he keep you healthy to join us next Sunday, 7 p.m. Biafran time, because we are always here. You see, Mazi, like as our leadership said, as brokers, the protests in Biafra land will happen for security reasons, because once you announce it, will come to kill our people. So it will happen. But where our concentration are mostly now is, as you are in London, you know there's a protest coming, I think, sometime this week in London. And in Germany, we are protesting this Saturday. We are going to hold a very big protest in Münster, Germany, North Rhine-Westphalia. We are going to protest there. I will personally be there with many hardcore IPOB members. We shall be there, and we are going to make sure that we call the attention of the German government, the international community. Dr. Cho Ayaba, the leader of the Amazonian struggle, will also be there on that particular day to address Biafrans and Ambazonia on the way forward in this that we find ourselves to free the indigenous population that are trapped within the Gulf of Guinea. Like as most of you knows, the last 72 hours have not been easy for our Eastern Security Network. These men that are sacrificing everything possible to secure our ancestral heritage, our prayers are with them, because what most people did not understand, before the election, those people that are sponsoring them, these terrorists, told them to cease fire, and you didn't hear anything like attack or so. But now that they've believed they've rigged the election in order to continue the agenda, they started with this anti-Igbo sentiment, the Igbophobia. They started our people to distract people, and exactly now as they're doing it, they went on offensive in Biafra land to start killing our people. So most people does not know what these gallant men are facing the last 72 hours, what kind of firepower they are standing against, what they stand to defend, what most of them are sacrificing their life for. Most people does not know, and we are grateful to them. So we expect the obedience, like as we said, to start the protests in that contraption called Zoo Nigeria, because we've been protesting. They are the ones that are being rigged now. We are up and believing in one Nigeria. They are the ones shouting, nothing will happen. They can never do it. Instead this, instead that, instead this. My father said, when you come out, you bring out a chicken in the middle of the road when the wind is blowing, and you pull out the feathers. To pick it back is not easy. Those words, you obedient, this generation, like the Confucian Zoo called Nigeria, call you people, James generation or so, the words that give out, the confidence, that the motivation that you people have before into this election, we want you people to use that motivation. Go back. First of all, demand for the unconditional release of our leader before going to that court, because failing to go to the street to demand for that same court first to uphold the justice, to uphold the judgment that they've pronounced. An innocent man that was brutally kidnapped in Kenya and rendition to Nigeria. If people fail to tell that court to uphold that judgment, it will be laughable for you to go to court to seek for any mandate. So better go to the street and start doing whatever you believe, or whatever you dream that will make you to reclaim your mandate. Better go and do it. Because that court, I think you might be on that court, Atiku will come and take over power again. Because you people refuse to listen to the word of wisdom from our leader. Before I continue, I would like to give, okay, I don't know if Mazi is there, but if Mazi Buzo is not back, I would like to deliberate one more time on the issue of anti-Igbo sentiment that is going on around, more especially Lagos area, southwestern part of that contraption, Nigeria. Our people should not be deceived. It is a mistake calling a place that is not your home, your home. That is just a fact. The earlier you know who you are, the earlier you know where your home is, the better for you. And we want to tell our Duduwa brothers, because I know once among them, know that no Igbo man has the intention to take their land from them. We are industrious, and we only go and develop. And that's why you have Igbo exodus always. Whenever the year is coming to an end, you will see every Igbo man fighting to go back. So it's only an efulefu that will say he is a Lagosian when you know that you're a Biafran. Every real Biafran knows where his ancestral home is. So, and we will beg our people, the earlier you heed the call of our eternal leader, the earlier you heed the call of our spiritual and supreme leader, the better for all of you. The better those that use you as nothing The earlier they will understand, it will be easier for them to understand who you are and respect you when you call yourself somebody. Because when you are behaving like as if you're nobody, nobody will respect you. Even though we are contributing the most in that contraption called Zoo Nigeria. We are the sojourners. We are the only one that go to other places and develop them, bring life into them, bring light into them, make the place happening. But at the end of the day, we are the ones that are being scapegoated. So I want to beg people, think, 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 and remember home. The earlier you, the better for all of us. Before we get to the end of this program, I want each and every one of you one more time. Those that didn't get the opportunity to talk today, they should remember to come next week, Sunday, 7 p.m. Biafran time to join us. And ladies among us, the mothers among us, we welcome your voice, your advice, your wisdom also. We are not a terrorist group. We are not Janjaweed. In Biafra land, women and men have equal rights. So, and for the fact that this struggle is for all of us, we expect everyone to contribute. Not only the men, the women also. Last time we have some ladies that came, took the mic and said, and was bold enough to say what most men are not able to say at that particular session we had that day. So please, I encourage most of you that are here today, more especially the women, our mothers that are here. Next time when you come, we welcome your advice also, because nobody knows it, or we welcome your wisdom. So as we are getting to the end of today's program, I thank each and every one of you for taking out the time to join us. And I want you all to remember that our leader did nothing wrong. The crime of our leader is just simple. Let my people go. Let my people go. Biafran life matters. That was the only reason that man is sitting in DSS dungeon. The only reason why the zoo government spent so much money to brutally kidnap our leader from Kenya, him to that contraption called Zoo Nigeria against all international charter, against an international crime, is because he is seeking for the freedom of his people. But time will tell, because not innocent man forever. And if anything happens to our leader in that DSS dungeon, because we know that he's still sick, he's having heart problem, all of you that are involved in this action, detaining our leader, sorry will be your name. I don't want to say anything. Sorry will be your name. We are going to hold each and every one of you responsible. This is 1967, the time you massacred many of us and the world did not talk. We are not waiting for the world to talk for us again, because we are all over the world. We are part of this world. There is no corner on this earth you go to, you will not meet Biafran. Just like as somebody like me is here in Germany with thousands of other Biafrans. The same way you have thousands of Biafrans in every other part of this world, raising up Biafran flag, answering proud Biafrans. So if 2,000 people, this Boko Haram can disrupt your zoo, that contraption, I'm sorry for you, because predict the reaction of over 80 million frustrated Biafrans. Anything happened to their leader, because that man you're holding is not just Mazin Nano. He is Kamozus, Onyendu Ohamadike. If anything happens to him, sorry will be the name of all of you. And we shall clean our home before going outside. This is just the way it is, and nothing shall stop us. When the time comes, we shall march mercilessly against those that are holding us down, whether they like it or not, and nothing shall stop us. That is the way it is. I thank each and every one of you for being part of today's program. And I say, Kabiama be with each and every one of you. And I want to thank the DOS. The DOS are very wise for making sure that after this election, that no finger is pointing or blaming IPOB. I want to thank Mazi Chike Doziem for all his wisdom. I want to thank the Eastern Security Network, the gallant men that are protecting our ancestral heritage. I want to thank them for their sacrifice. And I say, may Chukwuka Biama always bless them and be with them. The same thank goes to every power officers in IPOB under the leadership of Mazin Kanu, is absent under the leadership of DOS. DOS. I want to thank Biafrans worldwide, wherever you are. I want to tell you all that one's cry, a blood of every Biafran matters to each and every one of us, because we are family. Whether you are from Liverine area, whether you are from the land area of Biafra land, we are one people. The time that they use their narrative to divide us has passed. Those days have passed. We now know who we are, and soon we are going to prove it to them. Udo dirunu ụmụ Chineke, Chukwuka Biama, Elohim, who gave the mandate to our leader Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, may he continue to be with each and every one of you. May the spirit of Biafra continue to be with each and every one of you, because as you all know, Biafra is our religion. Biafra is our way of life. And in Radio Biafra, you shall always get the truth. So if you don't want to be deceived, if you don't want to listen to jargons, make sure you always tune into Radio Biafra whenever you have questions, whenever you don't understand anything that all these mainstream media are preaching. Always try, tune into Mazi Jonathan. He is there every day giving history lessons. Tune into Mazi Alozie, Mazi Nwachineke. Listen to all of them. You will learn a lot about who you are, and you shall walk as a proud Biafran wherever you are. May Chukwuka Biama bless each and every one of you. From me, from here, I thank the host. From me, from here, is good.